I always thought my reflection was just a reflection until the day it winked at me, and I realized it had a life of its own. It started on a mundane Tuesday evening, in the dim glow of my bathroom light. I was brushing my teeth, half asleep, when I noticed it. My reflection didn't mimic my movements. Instead, it stood there, grinning with a mischievous glint in its eyes, and then, it winked. I blinked and splashed water on my face, convinced that fatigue was playing tricks on me. But as the water dripped from my chin, I saw it smirk knowingly, as if it had been waiting for this moment all along. The next day, I avoided mirrors entirely, feeling a creeping paranoia that made my skin crawl. Yet, every reflective surface seemed to call out to me, whispering in a language only I could hear. I tried to ignore it, diving headfirst into work and social gatherings. But every reflective surface, windows, car mirrors, even the sheen of a polished table, showed glimpses of a world where my reflection moved with a consciousness separate from mine. My friends started to notice my distracted demeanor, but how could I explain that my own reflection was stalking me, biding its time? Desperate, I sought answers in the depths of the internet, stumbling upon forums filled with tales of similar encounters. It seemed that some reflections, over time, gained a level of independence, a thirst to break free from their two-dimensional prisons. The stories were absurd, yet eerily similar to my own experience. They warned of the moment when the reflection would try to switch places, leaving its original host trapped behind the glass. Panic ensued, as I realized that my time was running out, and my reflection was growing bolder with each passing day. The climax came one stormy night as lightning flickered and shadows danced across the walls. I stood in front of the mirror, heart pounding, as my reflection began to move of its own accord, reaching out towards the glass with a sinister smile. In a chilling moment of clarity, I understood it was inviting me to trade places. Terrified, I smashed the mirror to pieces, only to see a dozen reflections staring back at me from each shard, each one grinning wider than before. As the lights flickered and died, I realized with a sinking horror that there were no more barriers between us, and I was no longer sure which side of the glass I was on.